Hi guys, today I'm going to share with you what I think are the three most important practice tips um, for any musician for that matter, but for bass players certainly essential. Okay, tip number one, practice with a drum machine or drum loops. Um, The reason is, why practice with a drum machine as opposed to a metronome? The reason is this: because you're a bass player. You're playing an electric instrument. You're not playing with a metronome. You're not playing just on your own. You need to get used to playing with drums anyway. So you need to know where the bass drum is going to be. You need to know where the snare drum is going to be in the pattern. And you need to also absorb what the hi-hats are doing as well. Those are all very important factors of being a bass player and of your musicianship too. So that's why I recommend practicing with a drum machine. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is, when you are practicing with your drum machine, start whatever it is you are practicing at a moderate pace. Okay? And then half it and see how accurate you are. Alright? Go for accuracy, go for consistency. For example, on my little amplifier I have these built-in beats. This is just a very simple beat. It's a straight 8 beat. It's an 8 beat because the hi-hat is going. There are 2 hi-hats for every 1 beat. So I'm going to practice an arpeggio, and I'm going to practice that to 8th notes. So okay, I can hear I rush a little bit actually, so I'm going to half that and try and work on my accuracy. Okay, so actually that's better, and then now I'm going to play it back up to 8th note speed. Okay, once you get comfortable with whatever it is you're practicing at a moderate tempo, you can try and double it. So there I was playing it in 16th note. So that's another practice tip. It's very simple. You just take your topic, whatever it is you're practicing. It might be a slap line, it might be an arpeggio, it might just be a lick, and then you just play it moderate, half, back to moderate. If it's still not accurate, go back to half, back to moderate. If you're comfortable with it, try it double. It really helps you to get your technique better and your accuracy, your sense of timing better also. It just, everything becomes cleaner. So that's tip number 2. And then my final practice tip for today is a very, I think this is absolutely essential, and many guys are missing this in their practice regime, I think. And tip number 3 is to practice with your eyes closed. Okay, why? Because it's very simple. If you can play your instrument with your eyes closed, you know your instrument much better. And it also means that you can be prepared to take your eyes off the instrument and engage with other band members, or you can read, you'd be reading music and engaging with other band members. These are things that you have to do in a professional situation, right? So I mean, many of you more advanced players or students will probably already know this, but some of you guys who are starting out, I think this is something you may as well get in the habit of doing. Once you've got familiar with an exercise, for example, you know how it feels, you know where your fingers should be going. Like that, for example, my arpeggio, I could try that with my eyes closed, right? I shouldn't need to look at the frets to know where I am. So that's one practice tip. And along with this, something that you can do is sing as well, just to tune your ears. Don't worry if it doesn't sound good. It's just to tune your ears with your mind and your fingers. So I might close my eyes. I also like to pick a key I'm not familiar with. Like I don't often play in E flat minor or D flat major or B flat minor. They're all keys that are kind of unusual and not usually played in. So I might pick a key. Oops. And then I'll just go for a noodle with my eyes closed and try and sing along with it. My noodle is going, if my noodle is not going very well, then I might think about why isn't it going very well, where was my weak point. Okay, I hit a weird note there, I was out of the key center. That's what I was trying to link arpeggios. Okay, so I identify what is wrong and I try to fix it. Alright, so that's one thing I do. You can also integrate this with your beat. Put it on your beat, whatever it is. Okay, doesn't matter. Here's a Latin beat. So I'll try just messing around with the chords from the key center, and then just improvising. And try and do it with it. With my eyes closed. Because it builds my awareness of my own instrument, and it just improves my ear as well. So I think it's an essential thing. I'm not going to expect anybody to be able to do that overnight or anything. It takes a while. That's why you should use it as part of your practice routine. I've been doing this for years now, as part of my practice routine. When I warm up every day, I warm up the same way. I pick a key and I just close my eyes and I go for it. Sometimes I make a loop in that key. Sometimes I just do it without a loop, like I was doing now. And that's it. So let's recap the 3 main tips here. Practice with a drum machine with real beats, because it enforces your knowledge of where the bass pedal goes, where the snare drum goes, and where the hi-hats fall as well. It's very good for your playing and musicianship. You don't have to ditch the metronome, but there's not much point using a metronome. The other thing was practicing whatever it is you're practicing at a moderate tempo, then half it. Then go back to the moderate tempo, and then double it to improve your accuracy and awareness of where you are. You might be speeding up, or you might be dragging, you know. So that's the other point. And then the third point is to practice with your eyes closed. After you've got used to something, say you've got used to your scales, you've got used to a new scale or a new arpeggio, try and practice it with your eyes closed. Sing the notes. Do it to a beat as well, just so you have a context of time to work in. And then if you do have to play solo, your timing will be that much more solid. So that's it anyway. I said my piece. That's it for this talk, and I hope you find it useful. By the way, this bass I'm playing is a Backus Woodline DX5 passive model. As you can hear, it's very, very clear. Has a very, very clear tone, and very even response up and down the neck. I endorse these instruments and I deal with them direct. I do factory direct deals. I can get different color combinations than you can find in the shops, so you might find it advantageous to come to me. I also do I also have pretty competitive prices. I mean, I can't undercut too much, but you know, you'll find my prices are competitive, and some of the perks I offer, like having custom colors and stuff like that, make it worthwhile. So anyway, thanks a lot for watching my little talk there, and I hope that's useful to you. Alright, bye for now.